My whole life, I have felt empty. Whether it's working in the kitchen, whether it was working for an area company, I felt completely empty. Whether it was a lack of self-love, a lack of self-acceptance, a lack of confidence, a lack of being able to fail, a lack of being able to be vulnerable with somebody else. I don't know what it is, but I felt empty. It didn't matter if I switched the job, the hours, got more pay. I felt like I was wasting my life away. And I wonder how many people get up every day, day in and day out, go to a job they hate, and feel the same way. And we all find ways to escape, whether it's movies, shopping, Netflix, whatever it may be. The problem is people who struggle with substance use end up going down the drain much quicker because of the physiological dependencies, the psychological dependencies that come along with it. You end up doing things that normally you wouldn't be doing as an individual. If you Google best way to end stigma, and you go down each one site at a time, down the whole list, page in and page out, the number one thing is to talk about it, is to share your story. Now, I love that Brene Brown piece where she talks about courage coming from the Latin word cur, which means to tell your story wholeheartedly. And I love that because that's what I want people to think about when they think of the word courage, because that's what it takes. And that's what Room 9 is about. That's what we want to do here. We want to come together and create stories, whether it was a mental health struggle, whether it was a substance use struggle, whether it was just depression and anxiety. I want a story for everything. I want resources for people to go to so they know they're not alone. Nobody's sharing stories. Yes, we have outpatients and inpatients and counseling and CBT and DBT and 12 steps and AA and NA. I mean, the list goes on of things we have, but nobody is just compiling stories together for people to hear and understand that they are not alone. There's something liberating about saying the pain that you have been through. There's something liberating about crying and talking to somebody and being vulnerable and saying, hey, I've struggled with this too, but this is how I overcame it. This is what I did to get back up on my feet. Now I understand that the way that worked for me isn't the way that worked for you. But one thing that you did do, maybe 5 things that you did do might work for me. So let me take some of that. And if I can listen to somebody else who struggled with anxiety and how they overcome it, maybe some part of that would help me as well. When you can take bits and pieces of other people's journeys and apply them to your life and keep what works and discard what doesn't, but that allows you to find ways to overcome what you're struggling with a lot quicker. Our ultimate goal down the road is to have an entire website, a mental health channel, a substance use channel where you can go and look up and listen to the ways people have overcome the things that they have struggled with. For not only the reasons of giving other people the confidence that they can overcome what they're struggling with and what their challenges are, but also to give that person themselves the incredible feeling and the incredible gift of being able to talk about what you are struggling with. Nobody is just sharing stories, and Room 9 wants to start creating a community of stories. And when you can hear hundreds of people talk about the way they overcame something that you are struggling with, I'm pretty damn sure eventually you're going to find a way to overcome it if you keep trying all the different ways that other people have. And that's what Room 9 is about. We want to do this for the rest of our lives. We want to build this opportunity and build this stage for people to come together and talk about not only what they've struggled with, but how they were able to get back up on their feet and overcome it. And we need everybody that we can possibly get to come around and help us. I believe this is the icing on the cake for so many people who cannot figure out what exactly it is that they need to do to stay in the place in their life where they want to stay. But if nobody thinks that anybody else has gone through what they've gone through, they're not going to look, they're not going to listen, they're not going to go, and they're never going to believe that they can overcome what they're struggling with if they've never heard anybody else overcome with what they're struggling with. We're going to get the community involved in it, and this is what we want to accomplish. That's what Room 9's about, and that's what we are going to continue to do day in and day out. So I promise you, I will not stop. Room 9 will not stop sharing stories until every story we can possibly share has been told.